I'm Joey Vacca. I'm interviewing Coach Peter Matthews, Simi Valley High School. He's a strength coach. He works with the linebackers. So first off, what was the transition like coming from Oaks to Simi Valley High? And was there ever any question or doubt as to whether or not you would make the transition following Benkert?
Well, the transition itself was going to be difficult because when we originally got the news from Oaks Christian that Coach Benkert was getting relieved of his duties, we were all dumbfounded at first. And then he's pretty much told us there's going to be two opportunities open, and it was Thousand Oaks and Simi Valley. And we were all like, wow, not going to go for this. And he goes, these are the only two schools that reached out to him. And when Simi Valley approached, he took the job, and we were kind of took back by it because coming from a perennial powerhouse like Oaks Christian, where you have constant talent coming through the school, we knew we had a lot of, I should say, pressure because we were going to see if we were actually really good coaches or not. Because at the end of the day, those kids are a direct reflection of you. And coming from a place where the talent is so high to a place that has been at least below par for a very long period of time, we were all skeptical at first. And as far as me coming with Jim, I was on board because he gave me my first opportunity, and with how he was let go, we had a lot to prove, and I wanted to be a part of that process. So as far as me making that decision, it was a no-brainer. I was coming with Coach Benkert.
That's pretty cool. So this coaching staff, you being a part of it's made it extremely clear that you guys intend to bring a CIF championship to Simi High. As an assistant on that staff, you guys saw this team play in a title game in just the second year under your guys' leadership. What's that like? How's that felt?
Coming from a championship program and a winning mentality, it's expected. I don't care where we are. I don't care what school I'm coaching at. We made it known from the start, when we step foot on this campus, we expect a CIF championship. And we wanted to install that type of mentality into the players' minds. We wanted to treat them like champions when they first walked in the door. So we started that off by creating a new locker room, new equipment, putting together a top strength program for them so they understand what it's like to be treated like the best of the best. And hopefully with instilling that type of mindset and behavior, they will perform. Obviously, getting to, sorry for the dogs if you hear them.
No worries.
Obviously, getting to the championship game in year two, it was a really big feat for us as coaches and as players. The only issue with getting to a championship game a little early is the players aren't used to the lights. They're not used to the bright lights when they turn on. And, as far as production is concerned, it's nerve-wracking. At the end of the day, you're a 16, 17-year-old kid. And you have a lot of pressure. This is the first championship game in the history of the school's program. So a lot of pressure is weighing on 17-year-olds. And, win or loss, it doesn't really matter to me because it's all about those learning experience that they gain through the game. And we're going to get back to a championship again. Understand what I said in the beginning. It's expected. I expect to win league. I expect to win a championship. And I expect to have constant success. The wins and losses for us, at least for me, they just teach us life lessons at the end of the day because this game goes by so fast and it teaches you so much in 4 quarters. You're going to look back and you're going to be like, wow. This game has taught me so much, and, I'm going through these same circumstances, the same real-life experience like I would in the game. And as far as the championship mindset, being concerned with that, it's just another game, But as far as the winning mentality is concerned, we want to bring that championship mindset to Simi Valley, and we want people to think that when they come in as freshmen and leave as seniors at the end of the day.
So you talk about it just being another game. You talk about wins and losses as learning experiences, but with a loss in the title game at the end of the year, where's your head at, and what's the mentality as you prepare to enter the offseason?
I don't know what else can motivate you more. As a coach, I like to go back and reflect on what I could have done better, how I could have prepared them better, and really capitalize off that. And it really, the juniors that are going to be seniors, I think they learn the best from it because they get that feeling of losing in such a big game that they don't want that again. They get that nasty taste in their mouth. And so they expect excellence from there on out. They become natural-born leaders from that point because that feeling is something that you're going to have to live with for the rest of your life. And so when they get another opportunity to progress off of that, I don't have to worry about that as a coach. Those kids will become leaders and police to their other teammates, so they will constantly get better every single day. As far as my own preparation is concerned, I'm always finding different ways to get the material that I'm trying to teach and teach it in a way where everybody's going to understand it, and just incorporate that lifestyle of we're not going to take second place. We're not going to take the runner-up. We're not going to have the stigma of, what we almost made it type of deal. And there's always ways we can improve. Just getting to a championship game is something that we should not just be satisfied with. We should always have that goal. If we want to win, we want to go to state, and then eventually we want to win a national championship. And so we have to look at those intricate details as coaches and constantly grow from those mistakes. Always go back and learn and take notes and watch what could you have done better. So when those situations come up again, and they will come up again in a game, you will be prepared for them.
Mm-hmm. So now fast forward to today. Football is a fall sport, but we've seen what the coronavirus has done to winter sports and spring sports. Arguably, the off-season is the most important part of the year for football. So how has this pandemic affected your off-season regimen? Like, what would you normally be doing at this time that's completely thrown out the window?
This is huge. This is something that has thrown us all off guard. And, this is something we also teach. We teach adversity. We teach sudden change. And these are two examples of what we're going through right now. This has been sudden change for our entire country. This has been adversity for our entire country. And so when we look at these circumstances in the game of football, how are we going to adapt? And, we thank God every day for technology, because right now we'd be on the field. We'd be full go spring training, installing new defenses, installing new offenses. We'd be in the weight room training and being able to keep an eye on the kids to see about their growth and production. So what are we doing in the meantime? We have taken advantage of Zoom. And everybody is using it across the country as a platform to communicate. And we have all 57 kids in Zoom conferences going over our structure, defense and offensive schemes, including special teams as well. We have incorporated a pocket app for the kids to do exercises, and so they have to keep themselves accountable and track their daily exercise, so we know they're getting some kind of physical movement in. Everybody is suffering from this across the country, so a lot of people will not have access to gyms, so they'll be lifting things around the house, using different places around the house to step up and sprint and run and lift and so on and so forth. So the challenge is there. I personally am taking in athletes that want to do training and taking the precautions to keep them safe. I make sure I sterilize the equipment that I have. I make sure I keep distance. I even do virtual training online so I can watch and critique technique so kids are not losing what they have. And also I get to hold them accountable as well to get it done. So it's definitely been a drastic change because with football, there's so much detail that goes into it. There's so much time and preparation and planning. So we have to make the best for it.
So you obviously said there's still expectations of your players at this time. You talked about the Zoom meetings. Could you argue that there's more expectations of them because you guys aren't meeting face-to-face and they have to work out on their own?
Yes, because at the end of the day, you got to look at yourself in the mirror. Because once the state of California says you guys are ready to rumble, we're going to hit the field, and we're going to hit the field running, expecting that they've gotten the job done. And we can't sit there and babysit every single player. We cannot sit there and hope they're taking care of themselves as athletes. So the ones that want to become better, I know they will get the proper work in. The ones that saying and doing, we all know it's two different things. Actions always are going to speak louder than words. So the accountability factor has completely taken a step in another direction. We have to make sure these kids are taking care of what they need to do to become successful, not only on but off the field as well.
So you talked about how this is impacting your preparation for your strength training and such going into the season. As a whole, how do you feel that this situation is going to impact the entire 2020 to 2021 season?
That is the million-dollar question. I think it's going to be tough at first. Everybody's going to have a late start. I do believe there's going to be football. I just don't know what kind of football we're going to have. I don't know what that's going to entail. I don't know the extent of that. There's a lot of uncertainty in the air. And me personally, I really believe we might be playing games in front of nobody. And that's going to be a change. So we're going to have games that are like practices. But I don't know. And, I think there's a real good possibility if the coronavirus does continue to get worse and we don't flatten the curve, we might not have a football season because human life at the end of the day is more important than a game. And it's uncertainty, and that's what is hard to swallow right now. So we're looking at two possibilities. We're either going to be playing football or we're not going to be playing football, and that's the reality at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's definitely going to have to be reassessed as the situation evolves. You talked about the importance of this offseason coming off of the loss in the title game. Separately, you talked about the importance of this offseason given the current circumstances. You guys just aren't able to meet and prepare like you normally would. Combining the two, how does this situation impact the importance of this offseason in your guys' pursuit of a championship, having been so close last year?
I think it's going to impact us whether we like it or not because we don't have that face-to-face. We don't have that interaction. We are not in control of the situation overall. So I definitely think it's going to impact us in a negative way or a positive way. I don't know yet. Obviously, there's going to be some hurdles we have to jump over. But when it comes down to it, we are going to practice and prepare the same whether we have a game in 2 weeks or we have a game in 2 months. And so we have to, as coaches, now do our jobs like we have been and make sure that they are ready, whether they are in physical shape or mental shape. We're going to make sure they're going to be ready to play a game. And if it's, as I said, if it's a week or a month, I don't care. They will be ready, and I can promise you that.
Well, Coach, I wish you the best of luck. Make sure you're staying healthy. And going into this season, I wish you guys nothing but the best. So thank you very much.